What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back speaking on Sports Talk. All right, check it out, man. Ryan Garcia, young Ryan Garcia. This kid's getting back on my good side. I can't even lie. Now, I never had a problem with Ryan Garcia. The crying Garcia video I put out and everything was just about, the kid being a prima donna, basically. You know what I mean? Like, you signed for a contract, now you're crying for the money. Just that simple. That's what was going on. But here recently, scored an advantage in the building. What's good with you? What up, D? Westbrook came up big for OKC. Man, it's almost like he was being paid by somebody to throw the game. I don't know. We'll talk about that later for an advantage on the prediction show. Bad day for the predictions yesterday. Perfect the day before, bad day after. But I was right about that under 31 for Giannis. Hopefully somebody got to put a bet in on that. But anyway, so young Ryan Garcia. So he was talking about the fight with Luke Campbell. Now, coincidentally, why is it seeming to me that this is beginning to be a non-winnable fight for Luke Campbell? And the reason I say that is because the fight was supposed to happen in the UK. Well, the fight's not happening in the UK anymore. The fight is going to happen in America. Not only is the fight going to happen in America, when the fight was supposed to happen in the UK, the fight is going to happen in America, in California, where Ryan Garcia has already fought 3 times before. Now, how do we start this thing with the fight happening in the UK? And Ryan was actually excited. He was cool with it. He was ready to go to the UK. He was pumped. He didn't really care. He said when he gets in the ring, the fans, that disappears anyway. It's about the fighter in front of him. So he was excited to go to the UK. And this is not a Ryan thing. But I'm just wondering, to me, it seems and appears, again, the politics of boxing, the foolery is kicking in. Ryan Garcia was ready to go to the UK. Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia are on even playing field. And if you think about it, Luke Campbell has fought better competition and has done more in the sport of boxing. He deserved to have a hometown fight. How does all of a sudden this get switched to Ryan Garcia's literally his backyard? It's in California, somewhere he has fought 3 times already before. But that goes to Eddie Hearn. So Eddie Hearn in the zone and Oscar De La Hoya, his reps in Golden Boy, had an agreement with the Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia fight. They agreed on terms. Everything was pretty much, all they needed to do was send the paperwork. So when the paperwork was sent to Oscar De La Hoya's president, the president of Golden Boy, looked over the paperwork and they said, wait a minute. The things in the paperwork they sent us were not necessarily to the terms that we agreed on. So understand this, guys, and this is all on Boxing Scene. I'll put a link up so you can find it. This clearly just tells you that Eddie Hearn was trying to pull some foolery. And see, this is why I say none of these promoters are exempt from this. This is a situation here with and I've given Eddie Hearn all the respect in the world. I said, and I still, even though he's pulling some foolishness, I still say he's one of the better promoters in boxing right now. But this is an example of how they all pull some foolishness, because you guys agreed to a term with Golden Boy. And then when you send the paperwork over, you're throwing bullshit in the contract. It's not what you agreed upon. And this is why the fight ended up not happening in the UK, because of Eddie Hearn sending paperwork over with terms not agreed upon. So here's what happened, guys. So Golden Boy had them say, no, this is not what we agreed upon. We're just going to take this to purse bid. So you guys know what happens then, right? You know what happens then. So since they sent the Fugazi contract over after agreeing to terms, Golden Boy says we'll just take it to purse bid. Well, no way Hearn and the zone wants that. No, they don't want that. So Golden Boy sends an offer, and then they accept that. So the ball automatically goes into Golden Boy's court. Now the fight's going to happen in California, where Ryan Garcia has fought 3 times previously before. And guys, before all of the narratives come out, you guys remember this donut shop. Eddie Hearn calls this because when the narratives come out, I'm going to bury everyone on it. But you guys don't get tied up in it because narratives are going to come out about this. Remember, they were supposed to be fighting in the UK, and it ended up now they're going to be fighting literally in Ryan Garcia's backyard in California, where he fought 3 times before. When this fight was supposed to be on Luke Campbell's turf, not anymore. California, USA. And it's all because of Eddie Hearn. This has nothing to do with Luke Campbell. It has nothing to do with young Ryan Garcia. Nothing to do with him. This fight, the venue's been changed because of Eddie Hearn foolery. And so, moving on to Ryan Garcia. I'm extremely impressed with Ryan Garcia because when you read the article, Ryan Garcia said, listen, I'm not going to mess around. I'm tired of messing around. I wanted this fight to happen. And the only thing that I had to tell Golden Boy and Eddie Hearn in the zone was yes. He said, I was saying yes to everything. I said yes to the UK. I say yes to this, yes to that. He said, I was just saying yes to everything, and I'm still saying yes to everything. And then I found out that it's going to happen in California. He's like, cool, yes. And this is all Ryan's been saying is yes, yes, yes. This is why this kid's getting back into my good graces. And he also says this, and we know we can lean on but so much what these kids say, but I like to hear the positivity. I like to hear the desire. I don't like to hear the foolery. But this is something else that Ryan says. He says there's no more weak fights after this Luke Campbell fight. He said, I've talked to my team and they understand that I don't want to mess around. I want to move forward with my career. So Ryan has Tank Davis in his site, which I doubt he'll get that. And it's not because of Ryan Garcia. It's because Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe are not going to do anything significant with it. But he has Tank Davis in his sights. And since he will be mandatory, Devin Haney. So Ryan Garcia says that he has talked to Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy, and he does not want another fight after this Luke Campbell fight unless they're talking to him about Tank Davis and Devin Haney or Devin Haney. Now, guys, let me tell you something. A lot of these boxers that, run around like Errol Spence, man down promotion, I'm my own boss, they're not their own boss. And if you were your own boss, you could put your foot down like this young boy right here. Say, listen, I'm not going to entertain any more low-level fights. I want something to prove my worth. And he's telling the fans already, my next fight is to cash in on that mandatory because he'll get the interim belt either he or Luke Campbell. And if he cannot get the Devin Haney fight because of politics or something, Ryan understands that something can get in the way of that fight immediately. He wants Gervonta Tank Davis. And he said he's talked to Oscar and his team, and he wants nothing less. He said he would consider Linares because he wanted to fight Linares before Luke Campbell anyway. But listen to the names that this kid wants. Listen to the names that he talked about. Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Jorge Linares, after Luke Campbell. Ryan Garcia is back at my good graces because it appears to me that Ryan Garcia wants to be great. He doesn't want to sit around. He doesn't want to fight guys moving up in weight. He doesn't want to fight old guys going out the door. Ryan Garcia said himself he had enough showcase fights. He had his 2 showcase fights with this knockout. He said he's prepared to go 12. He's not expecting to go in here and knock out Luke Campbell. He said if he sees the shot, he's going to take it. But he's conditioned, he's ready, and he's expecting to go 12 if he has to go 12 with Luke Campbell. This is the type of talk you want to hear from these kids. So he's brash. He knows he's going to win, but he also has expectations of this being a fight. not overly confident. He's going in there with the right mindset. Something else I want to talk about concerning what Ryan Garcia said. Now, this is what Ryan Garcia said. And again, guys, it's all on boxing thing. Uh, I'll throw the link in the chat for you guys if you want to read it. Boxing Scene, in my opinion, is a reputable source. Done a lot of looking back on the work, articles, information they put out. They seem to, do pretty well, be pretty accurate. But anyway, Ryan Garcia was talking about the 135 division and the future of it and what it's looking like. And he said he wants to definitely get in there with Tank Davis. He wants to definitely get in there with Devin Haney. He said he wants to fight the best. He said there are a lot of guys in the 135-pound division, and it's exciting, and these guys can fight. And he has respect for guys. You guys want to know one name he didn't call out in this article, but he did mention it. He didn't call out Teofimo Lopez. He didn't say anything about him wanting to fight Teofimo Lopez. No. Ryan said nothing about that. But he did mention that Teofimo Lopez was one of the great fighters. Now, what does that tell you? See, he's calling out Devin Haney. He's calling out Haney. He really wants to get Tank Davis in there. He said there's a lot of good fights. Even looking at Linares as a potential fight, well, one thing that he hasn't said, one name he hasn't called out as a potential opponent is my boy, Teofimo Lopez. Because, see, Robert Garcia guy said, Teofimo Lopez, the real deal. That kid's probably the best out of these young guns. Shakur Stevenson gave Teofimo ultimate respect. Had nothing to say about Teofimo Lopez. Ryan Garcia just called out Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Jorge Linares. If those two can't happen after this fight, he's fighting Luke Campbell, and he said Teofimo is a great champion. That's all he had to say about Teofimo. He didn't say anything about fighting Teofimo Lopez because Ryan knows. So that puts him even more in my good graces. Because now he's talking the right way, but he ain't talking crazy because he ain't talking about my boy Teofimo. No, I'm just joking though on the Teofimo thing because I would actually like to see those two fight too. I think Teofimo's a little big for Ryan, but Ryan's fast. It would be an interesting fight. But he's not calling out Teofimo, but he's calling out all the rest of them. Basically, he's called out the entire 135-pound division. Wants to fight Lomachenko. He's been called out Loma. He's called out Haney. He's called out Tank Davis. He just merely says Teofimo is a great fighter. That's all he said. But Ryan says he's not going downhill from here, guys. And one thing that I can depend on, I think, with Ryan and why he's in my good graces is that how many times have I said, man, it gets to the point where Tank Davis is grown. He's a grown man, so you got to put his foot down and tell Floyd and them, look, we're going to do this with my career. Eventually, that's what Tank has to do. He never really did that. He just let them float and lead him the way they wanted to lead him into these trash fights. But Ryan Garcia, and I flamed him for crying about the money and crying about this and voicing his opinion about this. No, Ryan Garcia is the one that got this fight with Luke Campbell. Oscar De La Hoya and Reynoso didn't really want it. Ryan pushed this fight. I'll put a video up about that before. So this kid pushed for this fight, even though they wanted him to take the WBO route. Remember that, guys. It was two routes Ryan could have taken. And they wanted Ryan to take the WBO route, and Ryan didn't want to take that route. He wanted the WBC route, the harder fight with Luke Campbell, the interim title to face a harder champion, and Devin Haney. That's the path he pushed for. This was a Ryan Garcia thing. So I just have faith in this kid that he's not going to be one of these to sit around like Wilder and let Shelly Finkel and them baby him all along the way. He's not going to sit around like Stank Davis and mess around the whole time. Ryan's going to attempt to accomplish greatness. He wants nothing else lower than Luke Campbell his next fight. He wants to go up the ladder. And the good thing about it is winning that belt already puts him in contention for that title. He says in this article further that he doesn't even look at Devin Haney as a real champion. Now that's, look, how they used to say back in the street, them fighting words. Them fighting words right there. Y'all know what I'm talking about? When a man say something like that, them fighting words. And that's what he said about Devin Haney, bro. Right? Say he's not even looking at Devin Haney like a champ. That's just pure disrespect. That's pure disrespect. So you would think, I don't know, I haven't heard anything from Devin Haney's side. I haven't heard him clap back about that yet. But I'm waiting, and I'm thinking that, you know, Devin Haney is going to say something about this, right? You would think that Devin Haney is going to say something about it, because this is another guy that is in your class talking about you're not basically a real champion. You already had Teofimo Lopez popping off about that. Now you got Ryan Garcia. They're going to link, guys, for this. Now you got Ryan Garcia saying this. So he wants Haney. He's throwing shots at Haney now. So after this Luke Campbell fight, and let me tell you something about Tank Davis, because I'm a flame Tank Davis. If Ryan Garcia he says he understands about the politics. So he's willing to take on Tank Davis before going to Haney. Now, here's the thing. Ryan Garcia is getting ready to fight Luke Campbell. Tank Davis is getting ready to fight a worthless fight and Leo Santa Cruz. What stops Tank Davis and the Tank Davis side from pursuing this Ryan Garcia fight next? They both got a fight in between them. The negotiations should actually be starting now, because Ryan has called this dude out. And Tank, you have nothing else in front of you. Nothing else in front of you after this worthless fight with Leo Santa Cruz. Absolutely worthless. Tank Davis, Ryan talking to you now. And he said he'll fight him before Devin Haney. The beautiful thing is that he'll have the interim belt. So he has that shot pretty much locked in with Devin Haney. He said he's willing to face Lomachenko. He said he'll even face Linares. But he don't want to go downhill from Luke Campbell. And you can do nothing but respect that. So Ryan's back on my good side. He just slid back in there with Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo, Ryan Garcia, y'all all right with me. I don't have no more heat for those guys. They doing what they supposed to do. They trying to move forward the right way. Did you guys know that Jermell Charlo and Jamal Charlo just got into a heated argument? If y'all didn't, go check that out on Twitter. Went at it. You know, it appears, I was saying this the other day, Boxing Monster, you was here. They ain't twins no more. These boys are on different paths. You got Jermell Charlo and you got Jamal Charlo. They ain't together no more. And now you can see Jermell tired of the foolery. For an advantage, Martin Ramos, Chin Smoke, Johnny Boy, Mangrove, Jeff, Kane with Ice, Boxing Monster, Chin Smoke, my brother Guido. Appreciate all y'all coming through, man. I just wanted to talk about Ryan Garcia real quick. Quick donut shot, man. Ryan Garcia, he cool with me, man. He back on my good side. He wants Tank next or Devin Haney next. And that's if he gets past Luke Campbell. Ryan Garcia wants to do nothing but go uphill. And I'm all for that. For a little sports. Talk about it. Peace.